Welcome, my name is Butch Drews. I'm with Naylor's True Value Hardware and Garden Center on Old Hammond Highway. Brennan and I are here today to put up a raised garden. I just finished weed eating the area down, knocking the grass down so that won't be a problem later. We have actually taken these 2x6s. We're going to be creating a 4x8 bed today. These holes have been pre-drilled to allow us to put it all together much quicker. And it's just a simple piece together, and then once we have everything drilled together, we will check the level of these boards to make sure that it's fairly level, which I think in this situation it will be. Typically, if it would not be level, we have these spikes here that we can raise or lower corners and attach to it to make sure it is level. If you notice, this bed is 4 foot wide. We do a 4 foot wide bed because it's very easy to walk all the way around it and reach the middle. Plus, you can have two distinct rows of what we call large vegetables very comfortably in this. We also have what we call an east-west facing. If you notice, the bed is facing east and west. That's to get the maximum of the sun, which in Baton Rouge tends to be a little bit south in the sky. So we have an east-west flow to this bed. And Brennan's finishing up here real quick. And I'm going to check the level just to make sure I think it is right. Yeah, Brennan, this is perfect. Go ahead and finish that up, and then we'll start putting the soil in it here in just a second. You need some help there? All right, next thing we will do is we'll start putting some dirt in here. Goodness. There's several different products that we will be putting into our raised garden today. One of the ones that I like the most is called alfalfa humate. Alfalfa humate, not only the alfalfa, which is an excellent organic fertilizer, also has humate or humic acid in it, which helps encourage the microorganisms in this soil to help with the fertilizer to release it so the plants can take it up. Speaking of the fertilizer, we're going to put in some chicken manure. This is composted chicken manure, so it's not real hot. It won't burn your plants, but it will release a lot of nitrogen, and also is a great calcium source if you're planting tomatoes. Chicken manure, an excellent product in your garden. Our base, or what I call bulk, is going to be an organic garden soil. There's lots of options out there for organic garden soils. This is a particular brand we use called Showscape. Excellent product. It's a composted pine hardwood material with some sand involved. Peat moss, one of the greatest products on earth. This is what they call a 2.2 compressed bale. When we break this bale open to put into this bed, it will actually expand to almost 3 to 4 cubic feet of material. The importance of this product is moisture retention and also to help with nutrient control. In a raised garden, when we get water going through it, a lot of times the nutrients can be leached out. This will actually help hold on to not only the nutrients, but the water. And last but not least will be mushroom compost. Mushroom compost, very similar to the other compost we're using, is an excellent material. The reason we're using the two different composts is to increase our soil textures, to differentiate a little bit, which allows for better root development. We will spread these evenly through there, and we'll rake it up real good and mix it all up, and then at the end we'll put a mulch on it. As you can see, we have most of our ingredients in our bed now, and Brennan here is taking some of the last one, which happens to be chicken manure in this instance. That doesn't really matter. And I'm taking a good granular organic fertilizer and as evenly as possible spreading it over here. As I'm doing that, Brennan's going to come behind me and rake and kind of mix everything together as best he can. We've done a pretty good job just by putting it in there of getting it mixed up. One of the other products that we will put in here is what we call a microorganism boost. Again, we need all those little guys working really hard to get this organic nitrogen released for us. This is a square foot garden or a raised bed that we've done right here. Excellent for small homeowners, small areas to produce quite a bit of vegetables. Gentlemen will be able to put 8 large plants in here and maybe underplant with some beans, possibly some bush cucumbers, or maybe onions, things like that. This will be a great garden for him. And last but not least, we will put a mulch on top of it. We're using shredded pine straw. Any mulch is good, it doesn't really matter. We will just, as evenly as possible, I'll just pour it out actually, and then we'll spread it over as evenly as possible. Mulch is very important as a final step. Mulch helps control weeds. Mulch helps with moisture consistency, acts as a buffer so we don't get too wet or too dry, and it also helps with soil temperatures and to kind of protect, especially if we're doing seeds. Again, this was an easy project for us. It took us, what, Brennan, 45 minutes, and we completed this whole entire project. Something easy to do, afternoon, relatively inexpensive. Lumber and all on this is probably $150. We are using treated lumber. We at Naylor's feel that the yellow wood, the treatment in that is not going to affect it. If you're concerned about that, you can always use cinder blocks, cedar lumber, other type options. We did use a treated lumber on this. Again, my name is Butch Drews. I'm with Naylor's True Value Hardware and Garden Center on Old Hammond Highway. We do have a kit available if you're interested in it. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. Thank you.